This video is brought to you by Maureen Taylor and photodetective.com. Last July, I featured this lovely photo of a young girl dressed as Columbia in a short video on patriotic images. This picture of 6-year-old Fontanella Weller, taken by her father, Frank G. Weller of Littleton, New Hampshire, on March 13, 1873, is much more than an image meant for entertainment. It tells the story of two individuals, father and daughter, and sets them into the context of American history. Depicting individuals as symbols of America goes back to the founding of this country. Fontanella has a serious expression on her face while holding the flag. It's her white Roman-style dress with a crown that identifies her as Columbia, Mother of the Republic. In the late 18th and early 19th century, Columbia was a woman, but in the mid to late 19th century, she was depicted as much younger. Her father, Frank Weller, specialized in stereo views. They are double pictures taken with a binocular camera that have captured two slightly different images of the same view. You then used a viewer to make the scene appear 3D. These double images were primarily for amusement. You could purchase scenes of places you'd visited, or would like to, or together with friends act out scenes on the card that depicted allegorical and literary themes. Frank Weller died only 5 years after taking this picture of his daughter. His obituary mentioned that he was a well-known manufacturer of stereo photographs. Intrigued, I began to search for more information about his career and found two more images in the collection of the Library of Congress. One depicts a country choir, and the other a card-playing scene from American author Francis Bret Harte's poem, Plain Language from Truthful James. A copyright stamp appears on the back of this image, providing a date of June 12, 1871. In the 1880s, after Weller's death, it's likely the family sold his negatives. His pictures began to be published by the Littleton View Company and later by the major producer of stereo views, Underwood and Underwood. Some depicted allegorical scenes, others focused on literature, and in a few instances he took pictures of local scenes, as evidenced on a label on the back of one of his views. But he was also only one of two photographers in the pre-1875 period who specialized in photographing children. He called this series his Stereoscopic Treasures. Perhaps he included his daughter and her friends in The Tea Party, and the girl posed with a tablet. Unfortunately, neither of these images is available online for comparison. Weller was an early stereoscopic photographer, a trailblazer in his field, who also used his talents to photograph his only child, Fontanella. As far as I know, no single repository holds Weller's images. They are in private collections or the Library of Congress. It's unfortunately a pretty typical situation for a photographer's legacy. As for Fontanella, she married Henry Fitch. They moved to Spokane, Washington, so he could accept a job from the Washington National Bank. She gave birth to a child in January 1892, and within 3 months, both mother and child were deceased. Their obituaries appeared in the Littleton Courier of March 16, 1892. If you had a family member living in Littleton, New Hampshire in the 1870s, take a closer look at Weller's pictures. You might find their face in one of his images. Sign up for my free e-newsletter at www.photodetective.com. Each month, I'll feature a new video podcast.